Hi, everybody, and welcome to Life After Death with myself, James, and my good friend Kellee White. Hello, Kellee.
Hi, James. Hi,
It, it,
everybody.
it, it sounds very weird to say welcome to Life After Death. It just sounds very strange. But here we go.
Doesn't it feel surreal, James?
Everything feels surreal. So Kellee and I decided tonight that we had the show about guides, and it's a really great subject. We want to talk about that. We had plans for that. But then because of the LA fires and the disaster, and we thought, you know what, let's talk about natural disasters for people to how to cope and how to deal with that. And also from a spiritual aspect, if you will. And also I lost my brother this past weekend. So we want to talk about loss also and how to deal with loss and in families and just loss in general, because people lost so many homes. You know, Kellee, you've known people that lost homes. I know
Oh
people that.
my gosh. Well, I'm a native Angelino, so
I
that
mean,
is
what do
my
you think as
home.
native Angelino? What do you feel, Kellee?
Oh, it's heartbreaking. It's
Yeah.
heartbreaking. I have many friends that. First of all, let me say this: everybody on LA is in LA is walking on pins and needles. Everybody,
Yeah. Yeah,
because they don't know what's going to happen next, because the
that's
winds
right.
are shifting and we don't know. So I've known many people so far that have lost their homes, and I've known many people that have evacuated. So it's a really frightful time for everybody. They're very dysregulated.
Yeah, yeah, because it's just something the unknown, and it's just, and you never know
Mhm.
what's going to happen next.
Yes.
So there's ways we can help you and assist you with what Kellee and I know about that have helped us, and also, 100% honesty, I've never been through anything like this before. Kellee, have you been
Well,
anything
the
like?
thing that's the closest thing, again, being a native Angelino, I
Yes.
went through the LA riots. And the LA
Yes. What year
riots,
was that, Kellee? What
that
year
was, I
was
think it
that?
was 93. I should have
Yes.
written that down, but I think it was
I
93.
I went through that. I lived by the Sears building in Hollywood when they were
Oh,
attacking it, and there were
right?
actual, well, yes, and they were coming up the
Mhm.
street with I'll never forget it. They had masks on,
Right.
and it was they had knives, and I
It
was
was,
married at the time. I said, get in the car, and I said, get in the car, and
well,
we grabbed the
and,
dogs, and it
right.
was
And you had
weird.
to run out. It was really horrific because from any point, LA is made up of lots of hills and lots of valleys,
Lots
and
of
you
little
could see
towns.
fires burning everywhere out of control. And that's what this reminds me of, James.
Yeah, yeah.
That kind of energy, that's
It's that's
frightening
kind of
energy.
energy, but more intense. I feel, Kellee, much more
Yeah.
intense because so much damage and
Yeah.
so much. Wow, and it's just an incredible moment. It's
Yeah.
incredible times, and we're not done with you. I mean, I'm in
Yeah.
San Diego, but I'm ready to pack things up and to have an evacuation bag because you never know what these winds will do. It's hurricane winds.
Well, I think
You
it's
know,
probably a good idea for you to do
yeah,
that,
yeah,
actually.
and it's interesting. I was at an acupuncturist today. It was phenomenal. At first, I tried this man out, and he was a man that his name was Matt. I didn't last name with me, but he was incredible. I tried him out. A friend of mine suggested him, and he was a man that survived. He had Hodgkin's lymphoma, and he was really bad. And friends of his, the hospital, overcharged him and did their thing. And my friends brought him to their house, and they have a labyrinth in the house, and they were all people to come and to help with paying his hospital bills, but also sending healing in this
Oh,
labyrinth. Well, and that he was not only healed, right? The
wow.
money was beyond that they helped him with, and now he does healing work for the past 35 years. And when I
Wow.
was with him today and on that table, and I'm pretty skeptical and I'm just very open. There were things there that I was amazed by. Things were moving. I was aware of things moving, colors that were coming in. I was aware when he's healing my emotional body, my mental body, my physical body,
Wow.
spiritual body. I was aware of it, and a kind soul. And I said to the man afterwards, I said, Matt, and I never met the man. I said, you know what? I said, what I love most about your work is your intention. You set
Mm.
the room up with your intention. And he said, James, I appreciate that. Thank you. Not many people would say that, but I understand.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
and then on the
Wow.
way down, I was paying the receptionist, was a great lady from Germany. And this man came in to deliver some herb. And he had the kindest face and a white beard and white hair, could like Santa Claus, and the bluest eyes. And looked and said, you have a beautiful face. You're a beautiful soul. I said,
Oh,
thank you. I said, you're such a great healer. He said, thank you. Not many people would acknowledge that. I said, oh, I have to say what I've seen.
oh my God, James.
And an opportunity to send love. And to,
Right.
you know,
Well, it's interesting that you're talking about kindness here, because so many people are going to be going through so many situations right now. Their sympathetic nervous system is going to be, out. It's either going to be on fight or flight or freeze or collapse even. And one of the things, James, that helps people the most, and people aren't aware of this, except you are aware of this, is recalling a kindness. If you can recall a kindness, it actually helps set your physiology settle down. Did you know that?
No, Kelly, I didn't, and that's a good one.
It's a good one, just to help.
That's a good one.
You're automatically talking about kindness, and you've always led everybody in kindness with an acknowledging it. But it really
it makes sense. I remember the Mr. Rogers documentary, which I loved.
Yes.
I remember one of the things he talked about was, in your own way, close your eyes and remember one person in your life.
That's it.
Who made the most impact in your life in a positive, loving way.
Yes.
And I thought about that, and it changed everything. It changed the space. It changed everything around me. Because we got to remember, as we go through these horrific times, and they're hard times, that they are conditions, that, we are surviving. We're souls that will survive. It's the conditions, the places we live, right? But again, if you can get into that space, that mindset of love, of unconditional love and joy in the midst of the craziness, the imbalance, it's really, really important. And it's really important to have, I talked about a couple of weeks ago about that, that wonderful meditation about you're the tree in the mountain, and you are the tree, and the mountain might shift. It might have, might have snow and fire and cold winds. And so, but the tree will survive. The tree will be there. It's rooted. It will survive. It regenerates. And that's who we are. We're not, there's no death. We're not limited. We're experiencers. And if we just step back and observe, and that got pulled in, I kind of think, Kelly, it's the emotional part also. We'll get pulled to the emotional part of it, which is human. It happens. And we will get that way. Yeah. It's just, we got to keep things in, I always say moderation. Yeah. Keep things in moderation and balance, very, very important.
If they can during this time, because they're going to be going through different stages right now. I mean,
so before getting ready for the show, in my bedroom, pulling down the shades, and I always think about what can I share with people before the show, and it was so interesting, Kelly. I heard so clearly. I'm gonna say it was a male's voice, and they said, "In the times of the darkest dark, your light has to shine the brightest it can."
Oh, yes.
And I'm like, wow, I got to share that with everybody.
Share that, because this is a period of time that everybody will be able to shine that for other people. Everybody will have the opportunity to do this.
To be beacons.
Yes, to be beacons, because we come to Earth to learn hard lessons, right? And this is
a hard school,
not an easy school, not an easy one.
Yeah, everybody should pat themselves on the back for being here, for taking part in this experience, and it's not an easy one. And our producer Renee, who's a gifted master of wisdom, said to us before the show that you need to be what's it called? Infinite flexibility. Was it what the word?
Infinite flexibility.
Flexibility. You need to be flexible, and it's really, really true, because you never know what the next moment's going to bring. I'm waiting here, and who knows? The fires, the winds are going to happen, and you got to be open to being flexible. Right. We have no control. We can't control the winds. We can't control the situation. The only thing we can control is how we respond to it.
Yeah,
it's really, really important to remember that.
And if you are having really difficult trouble right now, there are a few things that you can do that I just want to mention here that can help actually set, because again, James, what happens is the nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system starts to act up. And so you will either be
fight or flight, Kelly.
Fight or flight. Exactly. Right. And then imagine every time the wind blows, you go right back into it again.
A trauma. Yeah.
The trauma of it. Or you might freeze, because some people freeze. Some people collapse, in the so much trauma. So one of the things that people can do during this situation is to do deep breathing. And we have box
It's so breathing. Funny. I've been doing that for 2 days.
Have you been doing? But it's very helpful.
I've been doing it. With the loss of my brother and everything going on, I'm like, just breathe. You just got to breathe, James. Just breathe. Just breathe down to your feet. Just breathe beyond your feet. Yeah, I'm living you got breath is life.
It's life. It's so important. And it will
you who you are.
Absolutely. And it will really help the nervous system to regulate, because the whole idea is you want to regulate yourself in the middle of this crisis. Another thing that people can do is name 5 things out loud that you see. So let's say you
What does that
are,
mean, Kel?
what it does is it gets you in the body, James. So you look and you say it out loud. You say, oh, look, I see a computer. Oh, I see James right now. I see Kellee. I see
Okay.
my phone. I
Wow.
see flowers on the table. In other words, what it does is it gets you back into the body. So these are things that you want to do in order to regulate, because people's system right now is dysregulated. A lot of people are dysregulated.
They got to be grounded. They got to get
Got to
back
be
grounded.
grounded.
And Joni Gibson, love you, sweetheart. Thank you. She said I have a lot of meditations on my school, which I do, free meditations. Just go there with grounding and so forth. Thanks,
Yes.
Joni. And it's really important that we ground. Another way of ground is I say holding a rock. I have these rocks and I just hold them and I ground myself with that. Or I hug a tree, or I lie down in the grass and just for like 3 or 4 minutes, I just lie there and become one with everything and realize, you don't have to get caught up in the hurricane of it all. Just observe it. You have to observe it. Stuff's going to happen here. It's a place for things to happen. Yeah. Good, better, and different, the things that have happened. But we got to remember who we are, and we got to observe the things and be, again, flexible to what's going on, not being rigid. Rigid is going to be hard if you're rigid and you're set in your way. Got to be. And it's a wonderful opportunity for love. It's a wonderful opportunity for giving, for compassion, for kindness.
Yes.
That's really what it's about.
Yeah. And allow yourself to grieve too, because this is going to be a time that you will express your emotions. So if people don't know what to do, because a lot of people, James, they don't know what to say to people. They don't know, like, what do I say? Somebody's lost everything. What do you say? I mean, you just say, it's very simple. You say, I'm so sorry you're going through this traumatic loss. What has it been like for you? Because people need a witness and they want to talk. They need to tell their story.
That's right. So, there's got to be validation. They got to hear someone. They got to be heard. It's really, really true. I want to grow with someone who wrote in here because it's really an important thing. I think she said, "Hi, Christine. Good to see you." Listen, my computer works. Someone talks about. Sorry, so many things here. Melissa Calatry, I think. Says, I have a question. If God is punishing the poor people in Los Angeles area. First of all, I don't think God punishes. So that right away is religious. I don't believe in that. I don't think there's a God that punishes. That's very much a humanoid way and aspect of looking at God, just my own sense. So I want you to look at that because God is not that. I think God is, if you want to call God, we humanize that energy. I think it's just divine source. And I think it's pure love. So I don't want to humanize that, right? Area to do this, is it global warming doing this to the poor listeners? I think definitely global warming has a part of it, no doubt about it. And there's a safer place to live where this does not happen, and everyone is safe no matter. Yeah, and I'm worried. So yeah, it's a good question, Melissa. I don't think it's God to do with that. I just think it's I think it's a lot about global warming. I think it could be. What do you think, Kellee, with that?
Well, here's what I think. I think that as a soul group, that souls come in with destinies, and souls come in to learn. And I feel exactly that they take classes, and I feel that there are areas where souls come together to work. And now we're just going to witness this. We're going to see all of these areas that were deeply burned to the ground. We're going to see what happens. The people will help. They'll learn to help. They'll help learn resilience. They'll learn forgiveness. They'll learn kindness. They will learn how to work together and to rebuild. So I think that the lessons that soul groups come in to learn are extremely important. And I think that's what's happening, James. I think we're going to watch that.
I think, Kellee, that soul group that learned to learn, I think, teaching the rest of the world, if you will.
Yes,
absolutely. And there was a thing on Bethany Frankel I saw yesterday. I'm like, what did she talk about? And she said, well, this is an opportunity for the rich people who got affected to see what it's really like to be poor. I'm like, what? So it's very limiting because we're all one. We're all connected. Rich, poor, and different. We're all the same. Yeah. Whether you have an income or not, we're all really basically the same beings. It's what we do with that. If you have money, it's what you do with it that counts. We're all the same. And it's really, this is an opportunity. I always say there's opportunities. This is an opportunity for growth. We have to feel it. We got to go through it. We got to grieve through it, like you said. And we got to, what can we do with this opportunity? How can we help others? And there'll be those who will help others, and there are those that will not get it. A friend of mine lost her house, and she had some friends renting the house. And the first thing they said to her was, where's my $100,000? I need it back. Not how are you? How do you feel?
Oh my
Lane.
God.
It was like, wow, that's really not great.
Oh yeah, we're going to see all kinds of behavior. Have you seen the price gouging for
Is it
if you were
insurance companies?
well, the insurance companies and price gouging for people that are trying to rent a place now. Oh, we're going to see all kinds of bad behavior, but we'll also see good behavior. And
Yeah.
I saw a woman. It was so
Wow.
interesting. James had something else. I saw a woman on the news who was an older woman. She was about 75. She was a Black woman. And she said that she finally was able to buy her first house. And she bought her first house. And she was so excited. And she lived in Altadena. And she said, I made my last payment on January 7th
Wow.
of this year. And on January 8th, her house burned to the ground. And this is what she said. She looked at the camera and she said, God is good. I will be okay. We will be okay. And that was the beacon of light that I have been thinking of for days since I saw that one. It's what you just said. When you're talking about beacons of light, we are going to see people bring hope. And that's everything on earth. That's everything.
That's what we've all worked for. This is an opportunity for all of us to share what we've learned and we've gone through, is to share with people. You know, we're all connected. You know, we're not separate from people that have lost their houses and gone through hard times. And listen, it's not over. I mean, there's going to be some more disasters this year. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. There's going to be some more natural disasters. Guarantee it. Because we're here to learn, experience all these things. And it's a rough year.
Well, it's a tough year. And as a matter of fact, tonight we have a full moon. I mean, which is
tell
really
us about that, Kellee.
Today is the wolf full moon. And in Vedic astrology, it's in Gemini at 29 degrees.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. But this moon is all about courage. I thought that was important, finding courage, right? Now, unfortunately, this full moon is alongside of Mars, the planet of war and fire, by the way, and Mars is debilitated in Cancer in Vedic astrology, and it's retrograde.
Fire and air, fire and water don't belong.
It makes this particular time. It brings us a particular strength that we have to come up from, and we have to have this strength because this is the first full moon of the year, and it will help us with resilience and to face challenges with confidence, and that's what we're doing right now. We're starting to face some with confidence, some big opportunities that we'll have for growth. And that's what we have to remember that. But this full moon is associated with renewal and restoration. So let's this full moon also will foster a sense of hope for people.
Kellee, as you say that, as you said that, I just got this real download imprint, if you will, almost like a meditation that everybody should consider, just going deep within themselves and really going down to the ground, if you will, and beware that you're a seed of hope or a seed of joy, a seed of courage. And I kept on seeing the stem growing to the moon, to light. And it was like this beautiful flower that was there. And it's a new flower. The seed's always been there, the root's always been there, but now it's a new flower. And I think that each one of us needs to acknowledge that. Maybe tonight, wherever you're living, take time to use that meditation to go deep within the ground, Mother Earth, and become one with that and feel your own essence of that newness, that renewal coming out. And how are you going to live the rest of your year? How are you going to deal with things? It's really good.
Oh, that's beautiful. And so important right now.
It's really, really important. And it's not a punishment, everybody. Right. Don't think this is a punishment. It's not a punishment. It's not to do with the punishment. I always say it's opportunities for what we're going to learn, what we're going to need to grow with.
And you've had, let's just talk about this for a minute. Because talk about a complicated, it's a complicated time because on top of it, you lost your beloved brother on Saturday, and I lost my beloved doctor on Saturday who helped me with my brain injury. And what people don't know is that Michael, your brother, if it weren't for Michael, we would not be having... We wouldn't have met. We wouldn't be doing this show right now. Michael was that important. That made
me cry, Kellee.
Michael was a fascinating guy. He was funny and almost gave us a heart attack when we saw him at the end of July because he surprised us.
Yeah, he surprised at a family reunion. Kellee came with me to New York, and it was an amazing thing because Kellee and I walked down the hallway, and my brother pops up and goes, "Hello!" and we were both like, shocked.
He was not supposed to be there. He told us he wasn't going to be there.
Yeah. And he's passed, and it's been a rough time with him. It's a rough time. And the worst part, dealing with loss and family loss. Again, everybody, you think you can handle it, and you're okay with it, but when it happens, it's always different than you think. And everybody handles grief differently, and family members especially. You just gotta let them do what they're gonna do. And I've been yelled at and screamed at and this, and I'm like, well, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just gonna be in myself and my person, because people handle things emotionally very, very differently. And when it comes to family, it's a very hard thing. And my sister died less than 2 years ago. I actually called my niece, her daughter, this morning, and I said, Gail, how long has it been since your mom passed? It's been 3 years. She goes, oh no, Uncle James, it's been less than 2. It'll be 2 in April. I'm like,
no. It wasn't that long ago, James.
No.
I mean, you lost 2 siblings, and sibling loss is enormous.
And it's like, wow. So I'm in this work, but still, as a human, it's hard. And it's been very, very difficult. And all I know is to share with everybody what's happened for me is my mom's family. Who we weren't real close, but we were there. And we had reunions. Yes, Kelly, I don't know if I told you this even. I think it was, Monday, Saturday afternoon. My whole family, my mother and her sisters, she had 7 sisters and brothers and 3 brothers, and they all came to me in the kitchen. A vision just dropped in my head, and they were all 29 to 32 years old, very young. And I was like, huh? And I'm just open. That's what happens when you're open-minded, just to receive. And I received that, and as my mother's beautiful eyes, just beautiful eyes. I said, oh, Mommy, beautiful eyes. And they said, we just want to reassure you that your brother has made a safe passage, which was really amazing. Wow. And then this afternoon, and I'm just, pretty, me, I'm pretty skeptical down to earth, but I'm open, right? So this afternoon, I'm walking Pearl around the property, and I hear this very beautiful voice, and it was probably from 1940s, kind of. And I heard very clearly, because the personality comes through with the voice. So I heard very clearly, your brother has received his, James, your brother has received his just rewards. And it was very Catholic. And I thought, who could that be? I think, it's my grandfather. It's my mother's father, who I never knew, who used to sing in a choir, was very Catholic. Like, wow, I'd never heard him. But he wanted to make sure I knew that personality was the same. That was that very Catholic. Your brother has received his just rewards. Wow. When was the last time you heard something like that? I mean, come on.
I don't think I've ever heard that. Wow.
Wow. That is an old expression. So I think that's where it came from. But I think, everybody, that the spirit people wants to, and the family, when they came through, they said, I'm going to cry. They said, James, I hope this helps everybody listening and seeing this, that they said, we want you to know that so many of you people left behind Earth don't realize they're okay. And we want to come back and give you the opportunity to know that everything is safe, that he's okay. Wow. And everybody should know that. It's just, they are safe. That's our home over there. Right. This isn't our home. This is our school. And this isn't real. This is the stuff we need to learn to grow. But that's our real home. And my friend came through and said, he's dancing and dancing and dancing. She did. And the first thing my brother said when he's come through, and the first thing he said was walking Pearl around the yard. And he said, I'm sorry, James. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. And he couldn't stop saying sorry. Michael, it's okay. I forgive you for anything that was done, in childhood. I forgive you. I love you. You need to forgive yourself. And that's it. We got to give them the freedom to, it's just human expression. It's human design. It's learning. It's acknowledging and honoring their experience for whatever level they're on. It's honoring that for all of us, whatever level they're on, whatever the relationship is, the family's makeup, right? They've taken those characteristics as far as a mother or a daughter or a son or a sister or brother. We've taken on those characteristics, if you will. And maybe it's an accumulation of past lives, if you will.
Why, I'm curious, why do you think you and Michael chose each other as siblings?
Hey, it's hard to say. I mean, it's really hard to say because, as you know, Kelly, I'm very different than any of my siblings.
Very different.
Like you are. Just
very different.
Same. And I think that I really think there were aspects of past lives. I really think there are some past life experiences that have to be healed. I really do, because I always felt it was from the past, and I really felt there was an opportunity I gave him to work out some stuff, right? And that was given freely, and whether he did or not, and sometimes he did, and sometimes he didn't, and I really, I had I'll cry, wonderful student named Anne, my mediumship 2 course in my school, and she wrote me this wonderful, wonderful email. And she said, James, I don't mean to, get over on this, but I got to share this with you. Your brother came to me. I'll cry. And she said, I just want to share with you what he said to me. She's a very good medium. And she said, I had to say this to you. She said, your brother came to me and said, he saw the love in your eyes, and he didn't know what to do with that love in your eyes. So he behaved badly. And he just so sorry. And she knew things that no one knew. And the insights she got. And it was just incredible, and really, because it was a rough going, in childhood. But no, that's all time. It's just, it is what it is,
Yeah.
But I honor him, and we had to honor all those. And I'm very happy he's in his world of light and dancing around and joyful. And Kellee, you knew him.
I did know Michael. I don't think I ever laughed as hard when he was around. He was very funny. And again, if it weren't for Michael, we would not be doing a show together here. He was that important. Everybody's got their, I don't know.
Everybody has
sugar stuff.
Nobody's perfect, right?
No.
So when he was at my house, and it was summer, and we had a pool outside by the pool, and he's dancing around, and he's doing some great stuff. And I was like, Michael, what are you doing? He goes, I'm just creating great karma because I don't want to pass soon. I want to make sure it's a good experience.
Oh my God. He could light up a room. I will tell you that. He could light up a room.
And he did not believe in what I did. It took a long time to believe in what I did. But I remember that it was a time in New York City. I was doing a demonstration, and I actually went back to him. And it was, I think, it was his wife or someone. And said, you've been trying to work your checkbook out, but you couldn't come up with a balance. It's $1,350, and you cross it out because it wasn't right. It was $1,275 or $1,276. He goes, how did you know that? How do you know that? And another time, which he says all the time, he used to say all the time to everybody, he goes, I didn't believe in any of this. But then my brother said, like, what the heck? He's such a New Yorker. What the heck? I'm being nice. And he said, I called him once, and I don't remember. I called him once in the afternoon, and I said to him, Mom's around you, and you've been looking at her rosary beads, the brown ones. He goes, get out of here. Get out of here. I'm just looking up this morning at 10 o'clock. What are you talking about? Oh, my God. Yeah. So that was his belief. He believed after that. Yeah.
Right.
So, bless them. We got to celebrate and have a party and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, among that, like my brother and everybody who goes through natural disasters, you got to remember to take care of yourself. You got to take.
It's the most important thing, self-care. In the middle of these disasters and in the middle of loss, you still have to take care of yourself.
It's really important.
Yeah.
So I was feeling a little coldy and fluey, and I thought, not good. And I thought, maybe I should go to urgent care. I'm like, should I go? And I said to Kellee earlier, I said, I'm going to urgent care because I just want to prepare myself. If I need antibiotics or whatever I need to go on that plane ride to get back to New York, I want to make sure I'm prepared.
And wear a mask, James.
I have an NP95 mask with me. I have 2 for my companions that are going with me. And I said to the receptionist, I told the experience that I came here last year with a double pneumonia, and I told the whole experience. And she goes, well, we have an 8:15 opening tomorrow, which is very interesting, urgent care. But whatever. Really? So 8:15 tomorrow. It's okay. I'll take it. So she said, I'm really honored. I said, excuse me? She goes, I'm really honored that you did. She goes, you're very responsible. She goes, many people aren't responsible. I'm glad you're responsible for doing this because many people on a plane and have an awareness. So she goes, I really respect that. I said, thank you. I really respect you said that. That's true healthcare.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, when we're going through these kind of a lot of emotion, a lot of sadness, a lot of scared, a lot of frightening feelings, all of this, our immune system can drop. So that's you really want to take good care of your immune system during these critical times.
Kellee, I'm totally aware of that. It's very, very true. And tomorrow I'm going to go get an IV for multivitamins and immune system.
Good. That's a great idea, James.
I need it. I need it. And it's really good to have it, everybody. You got to be in the upper part of that, 75% healthy. You really got to work at that. Right. And drink a lot of fluids, I think.
And I also want to mention this too, because a lot of people are not just dealing with the loss of their home or they're evacuating or whatever, but they may have just gotten a divorce or they may have, I mean, there's so many complicated situations right now. And so I just want to put this out there that if anybody is thinking of suicide or a crisis lifeline, let me just tell you, call 988. And I just want to put that out for
What is 988?
988 is the suicide and crisis lifeline.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Now, oh yeah, you're very funny. I just think that's important to know, and
really
also it's
that.
important to know. And then we also have some. Renee, could you put up the one that Dr. Shirley and Pellizzari gave us for crisis and stabilization and safety? So if you can get a shot of this, get a picture of this, or Renee, maybe you'll put this in the chat box or something. This is really important.
Okay. Kellee.
It's so important because if you, especially if you notice that you have like shallow breathing or an accelerated heart rate because you're anxious or any of this. So I want you to remember, everybody.
It's really good, you guys.
It's called Scope, and this is from Dr. Peter Levine's traumahealing.org.
So perfect. Slow down, connect the body, orient, pendulate, engage. So when I talked about the person I had, the acupuncturist, and I closed my eyes and I was getting the treatment. He left the room after he did some healing. I kept on being very aware of there was a moving going on above my head, and it was a pendulum motion.
Go.
Good for
No kidding.
It was like cradling a baby. It was that feeling like, oh my God, is it cradling a baby? And it was like back and forth. And I know I'm very aware of that spiritual healing of these beings. And they're balancing me. They're bringing balance into the body.
That's a wonderful way to ease your tension and to ease stress like that, to pendulate. Another one is connect to your body. And everybody can do this. It's where you kind of start to like hug yourself and then you cross your ankles together. And that it helps to regulate, and you can breathe doing this. This will help you, keep you in the body. Because our tendency is when we get anxious is to leave the body. We're not thinking.
Body. That's right. That's right. Exactly. It's fight or flight. We want to leave the body.
Fight or flight. Right.
And it's really kind of the opposite. You want to just get into the body, be part of the body.
And we've talked about orient yourself by looking around and naming 5 things out loud.
5 things in your room. Yeah,
that's easy to do. That's easy to do.
What I do is I pet my dog Pearl. I just pet her and I feel the fur.
That's perfect.
I'm overdoing it. Some people tell me because I'm codependent, but I feel that. I feel my feet on the floor.
That's okay.
I hug a tree. I swear to God.
I've seen you.
Yeah, I do it.
I've seen you do that. It's
you
true.
Bet. It's all part of it. Line the ground.
Engage socially if you can, because people are going to need people. And so there are a lot of different groups out there right now. And by the way, some of the groups that really do need people are the animal groups. Animals. In fact, we have a lot of different.
I'll cry.
No, it's so true. Animals need as much help as we all need help. So, Renee, I know that there were some other. Look at this. We have helping our community emergency animal shelters for LA.
I'm gonna take a picture of that.
Take a picture of that. Well, we'll have to. We'll get these.
You're gonna make me cry.
It's true.
I'm in a very limited way here.
No, we have the small animals, and in Los Angeles, we have a lot of large animals too. I remember
horses.
Horses. So that, and then I know it says helping your community or helping our community. You can donate here. There's different things that you can click on, and Salvation Army. There's so many different ones.
Renee, can you send me that later? I'd appreciate it because I don't have them. So
helping our community.
I'll put on my Facebook page too for everybody.
Oh, good. That's a good one.
We're really going to help each other out. This is a time to help each other out. Really, it's an opportunity. And you don't want to pass over when there's I had such a great opportunity to help people in disaster and I didn't do it. Well,
right. Boy, James, it's after helping our community. Emergency food for LA. The World Central Kitchen has various sites. Everybody, they've
been great. I know them. They've been really
fabulous
really
group. Fabulous group.
Yeah, fantastic.
And I have to read this. This is from Susie Burrows. Now, James, you and I both know Susie.
I know.
And she lives in Pasadena. She says, I'm 1.5 miles from the closest burned house by the Rose Bowl. She says, I know 45 people, many acquaintances, but several close friends that have lost their homes. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Some knocking on my door at 4 a.m. in shock. They barely got out. 4 different families coming and going the last few days. Although we are good, I feel totally drained and sort of in la la land. Hard to see my friends laughing, then crying, then staring. Boy, Susie, I had to read that because that's so accurate. I mean, it really is. You can start to laugh about it, and then you start to cry, and then you kind of stare out into space. And it's funny that you say this because it's so accurate, because James and I were trying to figure out, this is such a weird energy.
It's so surreal.
It's just so surreal. You know,
unreal. I mean, anything we recognize. Yeah,
it is. And, you know, thank you, Susie, for helping as many people as you can. Baby supplies. Here's a list for baby supplies and clothing in Los Angeles for child care. So these are.
I've heard that there are a lot of clothing that's already done. I don't know, but I've heard that the clothing is maxed out. But food is very important. Water is very important. Baby supplies are very important. Yeah. Animal supplies are important, of course.
Yeah. Mary Jane Callahan says, Mary Jane says, I have 4 antidepressants. I mean, dogs.
Wow. I understand that one.
That's a good one.
You know, and Debbie Will Smith said, cry, let yourself cry, let yourself experience grief, let yourself cry, tears, you know, cleanse the soul. You know?
Oh, James, I cried all day Saturday. That's all I did.
Kellee, me too.
I mean, I called you. No, you called me, and I was like, oh my God, Dr. Emery died. And then you said my brother died, and they died within hours of each other.
Within hours. And it comes in waves, you know, it comes in waves. Grief comes in waves. So even disaster grief, it comes in waves, everybody. So
oh my God, Shannon Starr says the firefighters and the first responders are amazing. Boy, is that true, Shannon.
Incredible.
Talk about heroes.
Incredible light beings, really, to put their lives on the line for us.
Yeah.
I mean,
think of the soul that says, when I go to Earth, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to be on that front line. I mean, these souls choose to go out like that to do this work. It's extraordinary to me. Catherine Bloom says, Charity Navigator has a list of charities helping in California. Thank you.
Charity Navigator. Okay. Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lori Letterby, that your mom transitioned 10 days ago. There's a lot. It seems like, James, there's a lot of souls.
A lot of people leaving. A lot of people leaving at this moment. I know Kellee astrologically what's going on, but there's definitely an exit point.
It's a lot. We have. Look at our prediction show, James.
There you go.
We talked about fires, actually. So no, Shelley James' brother. We did. Your brother didn't work in Hollywood, but your brother worked on
Broadway. He was the longest. Working stagehand in the history of Broadway. He worked over 45 years, and the last thing I said to my brother, because he came to me before he passed physically, he would come to me. And souls come to you before they're physically done. They will come to you. My sister did the same thing. Debbie Ford did the same thing. I helped them both over. And my brother, he said, cut the line, because he's very aggressive. And we worked on Broadway together. And one of the sayings when you cut the scenery or cut the curtain was cut the line. And he said, cut the line, cut the line. And he and I had an agreement a year ago when he was here. And I was his health proxy in California. I didn't realize it was in New York. But he said, I don't want to be kept alive. It was just a weird thing. And so he said, cut the line. And I just had to say to him over and over, Michael, just got to breathe. You got to breathe. You can't be frustrated. Trust me. You got to breathe into it. Breathe into it. Look at the ceiling, become aware of a space, and just breathe into it and feel the warmth of that space. And, and then I envisioned a stage light, the ghost light on the stage, and I turned it off. And that night he died. Oh. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
God, what a visual.
For 3 or 4 years on the original So Grease, and his life is it anyway with Myrtle Moore, and Day in Hollywood, Night in Ukraine.
He did a lot. He had a huge life.
He had a huge life. Again, he's come through, and they've talked to him. He's met Richard Burton. He's met all these stars over there that he's worked with all the years. They all came to greet him. All these people. He had, before he even passed, they showed me, he had like a village of people waiting for him. So when I go back to New York for his wake and his service, they're going to be people out the door, without a doubt. So all of that, I got to just start dealing with that whole situation. So it's not easy when you're, to be vulnerable, and yet you got to be hello to everyone. It's not easy.
It's
But
really going to be challenging.
I appreciate everybody's support with that. Thank you, everybody, because I know you did some really great things you've said to me, and I really appreciate it. And people
I'm
send
looking.
flowers, and really nice.
I'm looking forward to when you tell me about your brother and Lynn coming together. I bet they'll have some good stories.
I told you one of them already with something else, but yes, she has a wicked sense of humor, my sister.
Yeah.
Wicked sense of humor. Yeah. So
Yeah.
say more.
Oh,
Yeah, it's amazing.
James, what an experience
Yeah.
on Earth at this particular time that we all wanted to be here for, believe it or not.
We all chose to be here at this time.
We chose to be here at this time.
Yeah. And the thing which is so strange is because, you're in a space and time here in this physical world where there really isn't time. Like, you really can't expect the spontaneity. You got to be up to the spontaneousness, because we live in California. I live in California. Earthquakes happen. It's like, whoa. And I remember the Northridge quake. And it was like, wow.
Very well. Very well.
And it was like, whoa. And you really just got to stop and just do the best you can with saving lives and work your way through it. And I remember I took my companion at the time and my dogs, and I went in the car and I said, we got to go to a park, an open field. And there were transformers blowing up and buildings coming down. And I knew we'd be safe in a park. And we did that. And that was, and we lived right next to Northridge.
Yeah.
So,
God.
Where were you, Kellee? You were in LA.
I was in Long Beach, but I've been in every major earthquake. The first big one in 71, it was a huge one in 1971. Oh, it was huge. Yeah. I mean, I've been through pretty much every trauma in LA except for this one, but I feel like I'm there because I'm such a part of LA that, and all my friends and family are there. So, James, this is a rough.
And also, Kellee, part of the, if you will, the healing, if you will, or the insight is that, again, going back to the thing I say over and over again, it's really knowing who you are. It's knowing yourself.
Yeah.
And I think if you know yourself, it's a lot easier to go through.
Absolutely.
That really is your soul having an experience and you're aware of what's going on. It's not who you are. It doesn't describe who you are. It's you're aware of it. You're going through this experience.
Yeah.
To keep things in perspective is really important.
Yeah. Diane Fiend says, what's the best way to breathe to elevate stress? It's a box breathing. It's 4, 4, 4, 4. So it's inhale.
Walk us through that, Kellee.
So you want to just center yourself for a moment. You want to take a deep breath and count to 4 as you take a deep breath. And hold it for 4. And release by 4. Another one, inhale by 4. Hold it for 4. Release by 4. You do this several times. You do this 4 times.
Wow.
It's very calming.
That's a good one. I've never done that before, Kellee.
Oh, you haven't? It's a good one. It's 4 by 4.
It's really, really incredible.
Especially, and you do it 4 times, and it just starts to calm your mind.
Mars and Cancer, be your spirit, authentic self.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it is. That's Charlene, and we love Charlene. You know Charlene.
Yeah. Yeah.
We love Charlene. Yeah, that is true. In Vedic astrology, that's where it is.
I just think the whole secret of this whole life is to know yourself. I really, really do. I think that these are all opportunities to go within. And of course, this year is all about going within. And I think these things happen for us to look at it and go within. How does it relate to us, to our soul self? How do we look at this from a soul point of view? I just get that over and over again.
Well, you're right on. Yeah, you're right on with this, because this year of a 9, 2025 is a completion year. And it really does mean to go within. With 7 planets coming up in Vedic astrology in March, we have 7 planets in Pisces, which will bring lots of emotion and lots of opportunity to go within. And that's what a 9 year is. It's to go within. So all of these situations, help as many people as you can. Grieve.
And like I said earlier, that Spirit gave me was like, when these dark things happen, your light shines brighter.
Yes. I
So
love
just
that.
be aware of the mindset that your light is shining brighter when these dark things happen, these dark despair, limited things, chaos, craziness that you're aware of, that your light will shine brighter.
I
And light
love
is
that.
love and balance and healing.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
important to realize that.
I think
You know?
that's really good,
And we
James.
don't have tomorrow. We only have the moment, this moment. We live by the moments. Life is made of the moments.
Yeah.
You know, it really is. And memories are made here on the earth, not in the spirit world. So, and they say memories are moments that we create. So live the best you can for the moment. Really important.
And
Yeah.
spiritual meaning of disasters. I thought this was interesting that disasters are often seen as a catalyst for profound personal and
Change.
collective reflection, a call to reassess priorities, and a potential opportunity for renewal and growth, signifying a need to let go of the old to make way for something new, sometimes interpreted as a message from a higher power about the fragility of life and the importance of living with purpose and gratitude.
And I,
That
as
was
you're saying that, I got the word right in my face. Like,
mhm.
transformation.
That's it. That's
Transformation.
that's what this year is going to be about, James.
Year of
Totally.
transformation. 2025
Yes.
transformation.
Oh my
However
God.
that dances around us, it'll be transformation. It's
Yeah.
an how we can handle it, and I think we all can. We just got to be observant and be mindful and realize that you're just a soul having human experiences, and these are these human experiences, these lessons that we're going through, and we got to be the light for other people. We really got to. And I heard that myself when Spirit came through and said, "James, never forget you're a strong light for others, for yourself and others, and never forget that." I said, "Thank you." I don't know who said it. You know,
See,
I
it's
don't know the band of
truth.
beings coming together as one and sending one thought, but it's true. You know, you gotta remember who you are.
And thanks
You
for
know?
sharing your life and your experience with everybody, James. I mean, really, this is you're going through your own situation with your own grief. And losing a sibling is not easy. It's just two siblings within 2 years. It's a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
I know you'll have, some support with you, but just think. I mean,
Well,
I
Kelly,
know.
thank you for your love because through you, Kelly is my rock, and I call Kelly every hour.
Well,
Kelly, you
Saturday
know,
and Sunday was a lot. He's like, "Where are you?" I'm taking a shower, washing my hair. I
really,
think I'm
really.
blow drying my hair. It was
Do you
very
see a
funny.
dime? And, thanks, Kelly, for everything you've
Well,
mean to me
and
and
you
being your
too, and
friend.
everybody, sends. There's so much love. Everybody is sending their love to you, James.
Thank you,
Everybody.
everybody. Really, yeah, I really appreciate it. It's a weird, surreal time. So,
Yeah.
and
And
hopefully, I'm not sick. There we go.
everybody should send lots of healing light to you too, James.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Sending my sincere condolences. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Michelle. Wow. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Kelly. I really
Oh,
appreciate it.
oh,
Thanks,
James, thank you.
thanks, everybody, and blessings and light to all of you and love to all of you.
Oh, wait,
And
we do have a couple of things before we go. We have a couple of
yep.
things. You have this.
Oh yeah, yeah. We talk about what we have coming up, don't we? For people that are wondering.
Yes, because
Yeah. So this is very important.
okay.
That January 16th, which I don't even know what day that is. I think it's Thursday. I'm
Mhm.
doing a very free soul guidance thing where you sign up, and I'm going to do a reading for you. I'll assess where I see your auric field, which I've been doing a lot of lately. I see colors very vividly now. It's just been really coming out. I told my
Amazing.
acupuncturist today. So I'm just going to assess people. Just tell them what's going on, that I'm seeing, that I'm sensing, and that I'm seeing. So that'll be this Thursday, January 16th at 3:00. But you got to sign up. So it's going to be good if you're interested in that.
Okay.
Michelle, you
And
have the infinite
I have
possibilities.
Saturday
Hello.
infinite possibilities, and when Renee said infinite flexibility, I thought, well, that's so true. I'm teaching a
Same
class
thing,
with
right? Infinite
same
flexibility
thing.
and
Oh
possibilities.
my God, I'm teaching a class
All
with
the secrets
Julianne
within you. If you
Siegel.
just do it. Yeah.
It's going to be a wonderful class. We're going to talk about how to recognize and overcome limiting beliefs that hold you back. Like what prevents you from moving forward in life. And we're going to help give you tools to align your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions to create real change and practical
And
steps.
Kelly, I'm just going to say something.
Okay.
Everybody, one of the things about Kelly I love the most is her sense of sincere love and teaching and compassion for getting across what she knows about this work. And this is one of the strongest infinite possibilities. Is Kellee and I've known Kellee for years, and this is a good one because that's what she's all about: is helping you to be the best you can be, and living that life, and using those possible. The world, the universe says yes. We humans say no, and Kelly's going to get you in there. So with that, I would jump at this because it's an
thank
opportunity.
you.
It's
Thank
true,
you,
Kellee.
James. Thank
You're
you
really
so
an incredible
much.
speaker.
Thank you. And back at you, honey. Back at you. Oh my gosh.
Like attracts like, I guess.
Oh my God. And I just opened my February calendar too. So my February is up for sessions.
Are you doing readings, Kellee?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm doing readings. Yeah.
Okay, just take it easy, Kellee.
I know.
Moderation, Kellee.
Moderation.
Kellee's
Well, I
one of
only
those
work.
who can help everybody in the planet of Kellee. Moderation,
It's
please.
very true. But I'm only doing I only work 3 days a week: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I had a lady come up to me at this weekend. I did a benefit in. I'm sorry, you're here right now. I'm sorry, I don't remember your names. Forgive me. And her and her daughter came. It was a wonderful benefit I did for the firefighters with Sue White, my yoga teacher. And she said, I was reading with Kellee White, and I love her. She was amazing. Well, that's who Kellee is.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, James. Sweet. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we work hard. We both work hard.
We work hard. We work hard to help people be themselves, I guess.
Right. Anyway.
Thanks, Kellee.
Thank you, James. Everybody, have a good week. We'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.